Hello friends, welcome to Intuites.
Let's begin the class.
Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's start it. Small topic will start. That is called your file handling. Okay. So what I will do here is that mm, here I will create first a new file. Let's take. Okay. So just creating on any folder. Okay. So let's take employee file. Okay. And inside that, I've just enter some random things. Okay. So let's take first heading, name, then let's take designation, then salary. That's three things I'm taking. Okay, first, Samir, uh, manager, whatever, Ajay, Ajay, TL, let's take 12500. Like that, I have some one file is there. Let's take. Okay. So here I have all the things are there. Now let's just save this file. And suppose you have asked, somebody asked you that I want to read this file or write this file or whatever maybe I want to do is. Okay. So in Python, there are multiple ways to do it. So very basic way to do it is there is an open function instead. We'll see how to read the Excel file, CSV file. CSV file you can read. Excel file, how to open that. I will discuss when I discuss about the pandas and all. But now suppose you want to read this kind of file and say open. There is a open is there. So here the main thing is the file and the mode. Mode could be read, write, or append. All these things will come up. Okay. So what I will do, I'll say let's take a variable equals to open, and here I want to give a path. The first path would be here. I will say so whatever the path you created on your local or wherever you are keeping it, it will be there. So here, are you able to hear me properly?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So here suppose this file handling.py and wherever it is there, the same location, and your file is on same location, then we no need of the path. Directly you can put the file name. But your file name, your and your Python file are in different location, then you need to give your path. And that is the ideal scenario. Your Python file and your the input file will be different only, always. Okay, so in that case, I just need to be copy my path. So I'm just putting here, and after that, I need to put my the mode. Okay, so the mode would be, let's take I'm putting R. This is called the read mode. Okay. Here only thing changes when you are copying the file. First part you need to put double. That's it. You need to change it. Okay. Whenever you are copying it, this is a PyCharm problem actually. You will go to the Jupyter, it will work the same way whatever you copied. But in PyCharm, what I observed that whenever you are copying this file path, whatever your is there, then that we need to put it. First it will be a double slash. Then I need to put slash. I say employee dot txt. Okay, then I'm putting this one. Okay, now I say f dot read. That's it. I can read the file now. Okay, let's see. Run file handle, print f dot read. Okay, now if I run this, I will get whatever I have put. This is my heading, and this is my this one. Okay, any questions?
No.
You are good. Okay.
Yeah.
And even for this object, now whatever you have like read the file, that holds by the object called f, because in Python, as you understand from the oops concept, everything is a object only. There is no variable concept. Correct? So this f object, now we can use using the for loop, everything we can do that. Okay, so you can do like this as well. So I can say for a line in f print line. That's also I can.
capital L you have given.
Yeah. So like that also you can, now you can use that object through anything like looping structure, everything you can do that. I see. But here three are different line because it is giving this line extra line for the print actually. Whenever you print app, always it will give you a second line. Always it will give you a new line, new line, new line, new line. Okay. Either you can read it in this way or you can read each and every line and you can read it. Only thing is, whatever you want to use it, whether you want to use a for loop or you want to directly the read method, whenever you are done, you just close this. This is most important. Okay, f dot close. All right. So this is like you are opening a file. You should close it. The session needs to be closed whenever you are working on this. Okay, we are good on this one. And another function I have here. So if I say print f dot closed. Okay. So the close is something like it will check. Let's check run it. It will give you true if the file is closed, and if it is give you false if the file is not closed. So if the fifth number line, if I uncomment and if I give print f dot close, then it will give you false. Okay, got it? So this is also sometimes like applicable that whether you want to check it whether the file is closed, then based on you want to perform something. So at that time you can use your f dot closed. Okay, making sense?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So now let's understand another way also we can write this. Okay, another way we can write this. Let me copy this code into a notepad. This is one way to write it, but most probably when you mm, go to a project and where normal txt file is getting handled, you will not find this kind of syntax. Though there will be f dot read, f dot close, everything function will be used, but the syntax in a real time it will be different. How it is different? So we need to write like this with open, okay, then the path, okay, no, sorry, exactly all the path. I need this much. So with open to one, this as f. Okay. Same thing we are writing, but in a different way. You remember the CT concept, right? The same way. Like with whatever you are running it with the read only file, that I am assigning as an object called f. Okay. Now we can do the same thing. F dot read. This is the way you will find your code in real time. Syntax error where? Okay. After this, we need to put this is a statement. Sorry, colon. Okay. Here. Just like the if statement and all, same thing. We need to do it here. We got this. Got it? Did that make sense?
Yes, Samir.
Hmm.
In real time, we are giving this for user. So I want to give read permission for user and read and write for the team. So how can we do this here?
No, I'll come to that. Read write permission, right? Both.
Okay,
We have
yeah,
a
yes. Okay.
we have a mode here. We can change it to read, and there is a write option.
So separation for both, we can make it for user
There
and
is
also
now which user you are talking about here?
like outside client or outside users.
No, just give me a second. Like outside user in a sense. Just explain me
We are
what exactly you want to
doing
trying to achieve here.
we are doing some products and we want to give that, and we give the access, reading access for the users or client, and we want to give the write access for the team.
On this file you are talking about? Oh,
Okay,
directly you are saying
we don't
here.
give users, but only team only, right? Okay,
So
sorry.
here
Yeah,
you want
got.
to in Python you want to give the permission. You are saying
Yes, I mean, okay. Yeah, we can't give the users for users, only teams maybe. Okay, I got it. I'm sorry.
another way. This is the way you should write it. Okay, you follow this syntax with your open as your object, then a colon, then your why this is coming. What is this? 8 week one. Okay. So now this is the way you should write your statement. This I'm actually forgetting what is the name of this. They will ask you one question on this as well in real time. Let me recall that, like context. I'm not remember. I'll check it out. Okay. Or if you find something, do let me know what is the syntax is all about. Okay. With statement in Python, there is a terminology for this. Okay. They will tell like this something like that. So this is they are talking about this the with. All right. Now, suppose I say print f dot read, then there is another parameter is there for the read, which is this is optional parameter. See, self and double score underscore double score under 2_n means what? Which kind of variable, guys? This is you see the read,
Private.
the private, right? Read, and if I see 5 here, okay, and if I run this, let me just back this one and just try to read this. It will just first 5 characters of the file. First 5. NAME, comma. First 5 characters from the first. Okay, alright. And another function I have that is called read line. Let's run this. It will just read the first line of your, suppose you sometimes you need only the heading of your file, then you can use the read line, because anyway the heading will be the first line of the file, right? Make sense? Now what we will do, now we understand this. Now let's take, I want to change the mode to W instead of R. Let's say the write mode. Okay, I want to write something to the file. Now if you see here, the file itself is, I have only this much of data I have. Now I'll just close this. Okay, I will just close this, and in the read mode, what I'll say f dot write, and I will write something. Okay, let's take HYG, comma, let's take your manager, then let's take okay. This is I'm planning to write into my file. So if I run this, I'll got there is no error here. Now if I go to my file, hopefully this line should be added. Yes, see, and that is got the previous data is got done. Like it got removed and the new
Overwritten.
content got overwritten. Yes, W is the overwritten. Okay, now we'll come to that how to content how to reserve the previous content as well. But when you use the W right one, then it will be overwritten. Okay, this is called the write. Make sense? Any questions? At least up to here? No, right? Are you good?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. Now another method is there. Let's take. Let me enter some data again. So the way it was there. Let me enter it. Then I will explain you the things. So name, designation, and your salary. Okay. So again, uh, I'm just given this two data now. Now instead of overriding this, I just want to put the content, whatever I will write here, it should give you that, but I want to just again I want to preserve the previous content as well. So for that I will say now I will do f dot write this much only. So now if I run this, it will not throw an error. And when I open the file, it is going to the this line on the. We'll see this. We'll solve this problem. But what happened? It is not overriding the previous content. Rather than it will put a extra line for this for the new content. Okay, makes sense. But how you will put this into the next line? Can somebody explain that? It's coming on the same line only.
Slash n.
But
I
where?
can use read line.
Where? I know it will be new line, but where I have to use?
Yeah,
Before XYZ.
It got entered one more time. That's fine, but it will be the new line. So always entered whatever you have on the append side, put a slash n before to that, so that it will be a new line and it will be entered. Make
Samir, so
sense?
what is A over there? What mode it will take? It can be any
Append.
character.
A is append.
Append. Oh, okay.
No, there is a reserved keyword. ARW. That's it.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So now just think like that. You have this file, employee.txt under this, and we are A you are giving. Now, just for a sec, I cut this file under this location and I'm putting here instead of that. Somehow I change my path. Okay. Instead of putting inside my assignment, now I don't have file employee underscore under the path which I am giving in Python. Now, what you think will happen if I run this? This is a question. Now, this file, the employee.txt, is not available on assignment folder. It is available on Python learning, one folder up. So, what you will think it
So,
will happen?
It will throw an error,
so it will no, it will create a new file and then okay, add the content.
but you're appending it.
It is not throwing an error. That's what. So, whenever the file is exist, it will overwrite with the new content. If it is not there, it will create the file and with the new content, whatever you are giving. That's what the append is all about. Okay, making sense?
Yes.
Okay. And what will happen in the read mode? Just let me delete this because I have the copy. So if I delete it and I put in the read mode, what do you think will happen? And f dot instead of
Throw an
f
error.
dot.
It will throw an error
Well,
now.
sure. Okay. F dot read. Yes, exactly. Because we are reading the file. Okay. And in the write mode, let's check in the write mode. Saying f dot write.
It won't
Just
throw
write.
an
Yeah,
error.
it
It will
will create a file and then write it.
create a file and
Right. Exactly. So write mode and append mode, it will create a file if the file is not exist. Okay. Just remember this two point. All right. Very good. Clear the point? Okay. This is the basic Python handling, and the Excel file handling we will see when there is a workbook and all. There are two ways to do that. There is a one open Excel package is there, and even through the pandas also you can do that. So that we can see it. But this is the normal one. Still you can handle the file, read, write, and normal things. Okay. The only thing is, suppose you want to. This is the read, write, append we have done. So the question would be how to delete the file. Let's check someone requirement come down. How to like delete the file from the location. Let's check. Okay, there is no file. Okay, let's check. I want to delete this employee file. Okay, so this is you understand. Now let me create another file here, and let's take uh, delete file. I want to delete the file. So for that, directly we don't have any option in Python. Okay, so we need to import a library called OS. Okay, operating system. Then in the OS we have a function called remove. Okay, and remove will take two things here. So first is your path. Right, let me show you that. So remove will take path and directory. Okay, so here you need to give the path with the file name that will be removed. Okay, So let's check that. OS dot remove and let me check this file. Slash employee dot txt. Okay. So if you've done that, it will be just remove it. Let's run this. Let's see.
No need to backslash over there after C colon
Where?
when you write the file path C colon double slash
before
Oh,
users.
This is
that is for the open method actually.
open.
Here, yeah. Okay, let's try. I don't think so. Let's run this. Yeah, good one, Jack. Yeah. So now it is got removed. See, the file got removed from the location where you put it. Okay. And let me take another copy of this. Copy. And put it into the assignment again because I think it is got deleted. And we can check also one condition also here. You got the right os dot remove. It will just remove the file. Okay. So, but before removing, we can one condition also we can check. One is that if os dot path dot exist. Okay, then you can say this one whether that is available or not. Then only we need to delete, right? Then only we can do need to delete. So if it is exist, then sorry, I'm missing one bracket. Then you can say os dot remove, else print that file not found. Okay, makes sense. This is the one os dot path dot exists. Okay, got the point. So let's try and understand. Suppose let's say this file is not available. Let's for a second test. Let's test. Then what should be my output here? It's saying that it should give me print file not found,
File
right?
not found. Yeah.
Exactly, it is giving me that file not found. And if it is there, it will remove that I already showed you. Okay.
Samir, if we don't give if else statement, then what will be the output? It will throw the error.
Yeah, it will throw that. Exactly.
Okay.
If the file is not there, it will throw an error. File not found error.
Yes, sir. Okay.
And through this OS, we can do so many steps. Okay. We can remove the directory also through this command. I'm not doing. You can try it on your own. Like rmdir is the function to remove the folder. Okay. If you want to delete certain folder, then you can use the rmdir. Okay. And this OS library is quite interesting. Okay. You can just put OS dot and you can check it out. The function, whatever you have here. So many stuffs will be there. So just it's not like everything we need to use it, but check it out. Whatever is for available, or you can use it. Okay, abort we can use it. Abort is one function we can just in the middle of that we want to abort. And this is ch mode. You know that Linux files. You know, like have you ever worked on Linux or anybody knows Linux?
Yeah, change mode.
Yeah. So like suppose you have a file, then you want to change the mode of read, write, and share by the user, then you can use that change mode, ch mode. Okay. So it is more of a the OS related function. So just see that whatever the things we can use it, but this two is enough, like the remove and your RMDI. Okay. Else you can just explore more on this. So this is a good library. Import the OS library. Okay, makes sense?
Oh, okay, sir.
Yeah. So this is the way we can handle your file. Okay, normal files. There are two ways, another two ways to do it. We'll see that later in the stage when I start the pandas and all. So another library is there called OpenPyXL. Okay, this is only to use the Excel file. Another library is there in Python which will use to handle the Excel file. And even in the pandas also we have so many functions to read, write, and Excel file. So we'll see this. Got it? And let's try to understand one thing I want to just showcase here is that suppose you have let me go to my test file so that I can show you something. So here suppose to work on the OpenPyXL we need to say import then OpenPyXL. So normally with what you called with PyCharm very rare libraries will be available. Limited libraries will be there. This is the advantage when you are using the Jupyter. Jupyter comes up with like so many installation of the library. Okay, it is inbuilt, but in PyCharm we need to install that one by one. Okay, so whenever you saw that my library is not working and I want to work with this library, in that we need to install it to your PyCharm. So to install it on the this one, right, there is a terminal also there here. You just click on this and the output screen. This is the output screen we are getting it, but there is a terminal also there. You just click on this terminal, then one what you called, then there will be a command line prompt will come. Okay, and here we need to say one command to install it. Okay, that is called pip command. Pip. Okay, I'll say pip install open by I think the name should be like this only. And if you just click on this, okay, enter, and it will just install everything. And now it's saying that it is successfully installed your OpenPyXL. Okay, this is the way you should do it. So whenever anything you want to install it, you say pip install, then the library name in PyCharm. Okay, now if you say import OpenPyXL, okay, I say as O. I'm just renaming this. Now if I put O dot, then you will get so many options like load workbook, okay, then read workbook, all this thing option will come. That is called the OpenPyXL workbook, reader, all these things. We'll see this, don't worry, because I want to understand, because I want to put it into a pandas and NumPy, then I will come to this. Got it? We are good on this part. How to install the package at least?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
But in real time, we will never do this. You will not have the rights to do it. For that time, we will rely on your the backend people, the IT related people. Like you need to create the ticket so that they will get installed the libraries onto your Python. Sorry, onto your PyCharm, whatever you're using, that you can work on that. They will use that. Sometimes we should not have the access to do that. All right. On that note, so the same way, what we need to do here in this case. Now, since we are starting the NumPys and pandas, so when you started the NumPy, so we need to use the library called NumPy. Import NumPy and import pandas. These are the two libraries which you want to use it now. So now on your screen, that will be not get installed, right? So we need to install this. So just go to your terminal. Just give me a second. So what do you need to do? You need to go to your terminal and something like you can put two things we need to install here. Okay. First is pip installed numpy like this, and just enter it. It will install everything for you. And after that, just pandas. These two just install it on your PyCharm. Because I already installed, it's there all my system, so I'm not doing. Make sense? We're
Yes.
good on this part?
So 1 second. Which location I need to install? in the wasteland.
Sorry?
So, can I get the path? Is there any specific part where I have to install, or anywhere is fine?
No, you go to the terminal here.
Okay.
Wherever you have installed your PyCharm, that path. Alright. So now small portion of the theories we need to write it. Okay. So let's understand. Since you are starting my NumPy and I need to give some theories first. What exactly the NumPy and what exactly your pandas is all about. Okay. So what is pandas and what is NumPy? Okay. So if you search it in the Google also, the pandas are Python's most used library for the data analysis and contains functions for accessing, aggregation, joining, analyzing the data, everything. So it is more like the pandas library is more like your SQL. So whatever you are doing on the SQL and even whatever you are doing on the Excel, like in Excel also, if you have a data and you can do the sum, you can do the math, all things you can do that, right, in Excel. So I can say pandas is it's a more of a combination of SQL plus Excel. Now question will be here. It's a very basic question. That question even I also asked when I started learning the pandas. Then I can do something on the SQL, I can do something on the Excel, the same thing. And why extra one more? What I will do in the Python, right? Got the point? What is the pandas is all about? Any questions?
No questions.
So the answer to that is that in Excel there is a limitation of the rows, right? There is a limitation of the rows. Beyond that, if you want to process some huge data on the Excel, you'll get the performance issue there. Second thing is in Excel, couple of things are manual. Okay, that's the problem on the Excel. What's the problem on the SQL? In SQL, let's take you have written some store procedure, some inserting the records to the table. Okay, and you started executing that. Um, you will get some performance issue, or you want to load some large set of data through the SQL store procedure. There could be a chance in n number time that could you see some performance lag on inserting the record or processing the data. Okay, so pandas will be like a rescue for you when there is this data is very huge. I'm talking about the big data. Okay, you heard about the big data, right? And you will that's what you learn enroll for this course. So that is called the big data engineering. In a big data engineering world right now in the market, the data sets are very huge. It can come from different backgrounds. Now that we can think of the data set size. In this type of scenario, pandas or the Python will be very much helpful to process the data into the tables of the SQL. So from here, we can write something, we can handle the database properly, and we can run it. And Python will be run faster compared to other streams. So that's where the pandas is more popular than any other libraries in Python. So we have more libraries, but pandas is the most widely used. And this is mainly used by the data engineering people, we, like whatever the roles we are targeting it. Okay, and here everything is same, like we have the joins, aggregation, everything we can do inside the pandas. So that's what why I started the SQL when I come to the Python, because when I start using the Python now, you'll understand that okay, I know every concept of the SQL. So it will be easy for you to learn now the pandas. Okay, and once you learn SQL and pandas, then when I go to the Azure, right, when I start the data bricks and all things, you will feel that yes, this is the two combination. SQL and pandas are combination is nothing but your Azure Databricks. So there will be slightly syntactical difference, but you can correlate there. It will easy to learn from there onwards. Okay, and the pandas, you understand what is the pandas is all about. The pandas used for data analysis library. Okay, like joins, everything we can do. And there are actually, I can say, two things are there. The pandas. The first pandas is called that is the data structure. how it store the data. That is one thing we will learn. Second thing we'll learn another data structure for the uh, pandas. This is called the data frame. And out of this is nowadays we are not using this structure of the pandas to store the data, rather than we are using the data frame. And this, please, whenever I will start this topic on the data frame of the pandas, be careful, because that is the whole thing of your whole big data only. Okay, so whenever you go to the Sparks, Azure, everywhere you will go, everything is stored in the data frame. Data frame is nothing but the way the SQL table stores, in the form of a row and column, and wherever you are seeing on the Excel format, that is nothing but a example of a data frame, I can say. We'll go deep. Just I'm explaining this. Any questions up to here?
No.
Okay. So this is about the pandas. Then what is NumPy? So the NumPy is something like is an open source library, that is used extensively um, for working with numerical data. That's it. So whenever you want to handle the numeric kind of data, NumPy is the best option to handle it. Why and how, we'll see it. Okay. And just remember, why before to the pandas, you should understand the NumPy. Only thing is, otherwise you can we can go to direct to the pandas, but before to the pandas, always learn the NumPy, because pandas, this is most important. Just remember this point. Pandas data frame, or the way it stores the data in Panda, are built in NumPy's arrays. We'll see what is NumPy's arrays. NumPy's arrays. This is the way it stores. So we need to understand what exactly the NumPy array, so that we can understand the Panda data frame more conveniently. Because the Panda data frames are built in the concept of the NumPy arrays. Okay. Any questions up to here? I understand there will be so much terminology will come up, but you got some basic idea like what exactly NumPy, what is the pandas, right? So NumPy is something like, if you want to handle the numeric data, then you will use the NumPy. Pandas are used for your data analysis. Whenever you want to analyze the data in the form of aggregation, join, everything, then we will use the pandas. Make sense? Any questions up to here?
No.
Samir?
No.
Yes, Samir.
Go ahead.
Pandas also using the numerical data. It's working with numerical data also.
What numerical data?
No, NumPy working with numerical data. Pandas also working with numerical data, or
Oh, you mean to say pandas only work on the numeric data? No, not like that.
no, no, also.
No, it's not like that. So pandas are
Okay.
built on the NumPy. It can leverage the function, but pandas can work on other also. We'll see that point. Don't worry.
Okay. Samir, and also MS Excel is equal to Oracle, so we have to know MS Excel also. It's as much important like SQL and Python, everything for data engineer.
Excel, Excel is not that convenient. Is that not that much important? But you can just go for a basic thing on Excel. Like if you open up
Okay.
Excel and just go through the any basic things like how to work on the VLOOKUP, XLOOKUP, HLOOKUP. You guys know this? VLOOKUP, all these things, how to do the in Excel. How many of
No.
you know?
Excel not so good enough.
We are very much
Okay,
basic. We don't know much in this.
okay. What about other guys?
Yeah,
No,
just
I have some basic. Samir, I have
Mhm.
a question. Why you need that much in the Excel for the data engineering? Okay, we have because data will be there in database or something, right?
Okay,
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 what?
because okay, so I'll tell example. Suppose you have a data on the database, and suppose you want
Mm-hmm.
to represent to your higher management. Let's take you want to showcase them some analysis. Let's say you have a sample data and you export it, and how you will sort it. You can't go to the database and writing the query and explain them. Okay, this is aggregating. This is what is happening, right? It's not possible for the higher people who is non-technical. How it
No,
explain them?
see, they are using see. Okay, as per my understanding, okay, instead of the Excel, they are so everyone is using the Power BI or what you call Tableau and other stuff, right, for that data
I understand.
analyzing
Even
and then
power.
dashboards
I
and all
understand.
Power BI and Azure and this one Tableau.
Hmm. See, Power BI also is there. I work on Power BI also. But the thing is, in Power BI also, if I put in a chart and all, few people don't understand. Okay, so
Hmm.
for few people, there is a what to call, there is a bracket. Okay, there is a bracket of people who understand Excel more rather than anything. Okay, so that you will come to industry. That bracket of people is there. That is 100%. To explain them something, you need to do some few analysis on the Excel itself. That is for sure. It is not like daily you are doing, but once in a while you need. Okay, and even on
Okay.
the power in the PowerPoint as well. So there is no deny on that. So what I will say is in Excel, just go through the some basic concept, very basic. It's not required to go for a very heavy on the Excel. It's not at all. I will not recommend at all. But you should know if you have a data, how to handle it. Suppose you have a bunch of data, how to create a pivot table at least on the Excel. HLOOKUP, VLOOKUP to search for the data, and few customization. That's And I will put a point. What are the things we need to look into the Excel? And you very much go to an YouTube or wherever you want to go. Put an Excel post. Will be 1 hour, 2 hour will be there. Very basic. Just go through the video. That's it. That we are done with that. Okay. Don't put much effort on this to learn it. And even on the PowerPoint also put your skill set to how to represent your slides. These two area just focus on. That is not the primary. It will be a secondary thing. Okay. It makes sense for you guys.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't focus more on that, but slightly. That's Okay, so what is a NumPy arrays? Now we'll start with the NumPy. And what is a NumPy arrays are? So the NumPy arrays are is like a fixed size containers, and it is the a fixed size container of the item. It is the more efficient way to handle the numerical data compared to the list or the tuple, whatever the iterables we learn from the base Python. Okay, what are the base Python we learn in the list and tuple? There also you can handle the numbers. But when you comes to the actual number handling in Python, NumPy is the best. NumPy is arrays. Why? We'll see that. How to create the array we also will see. Okay. Few things we need to understand in NumPy's array is that the first point is it will store only single data type. In list and all, we can have a like multiple things, right? We can have number, string, everything. But in as a NumPy, it's a numeric Python, so it will store only the single data. And if you mixed like number and float and all, so if you mixed it, then the mixed type will store as float. We'll see everything. Don't worry. I'm just putting a pointer so that you can don't forget that what exactly. And this NumPy arrays can be single and multiple dimensional. Single or multiple dimensional. 2D arrays. Have you heard about this? 2D array, 3D array. These are from our mathematics, right?
Yes.
And the third point is very much important, which I'm writing it, that I will do to explain as well. Array size, array element, or the arrays means I'm talking about the NumPy arrays one. Array element can be modified, but the array size cannot change. This point is very much important when I'm working on your NumPy. So to explain that, I will explain this point when I'm doing the NumPy. But the third point is when I'm working on a list. You remember I did a program to get the size of the list when I'm talking about the difference between a list and tuple. I did a program, right? Using the time it and the size of and everything. Remember that point? That program. Small program, 4 or 5 lines I did it.
Yes, yes,
And in that case, which was occupying more space? List was occupying more space
yes,
for 4 members. The rest tuple was very less. Why list was taking more size? Because when you define a list, right, I can understand that okay, this is a like a immutable thing. Sorry, immutable thing. Oh, it can be modified, and there could be any kind of entries can come. Okay, it could be 100, it could be 200. So Python understand, and it just allocates some extra spaces for you in the memory. Okay, so that is called the list. It is occupying. But here, what is saying that in case of the NumPy's arrays, the elements will be modified. It can be modified, it can be added, but the array size, whatever you define, like array size, it will be a fixed component. So in that case, what will happen is we will not overburden your Python to allocate more space where you are using the list as a triples, whether you can use the NumPy's array. We'll see this, but that's the concept about the NumPy's arrays. Okay, make sense?
yes,
Okay, so let's take an example how NumPy's arrays works. So first of all, I'm inserting import NumPy as NP. Why I'm giving NP? Because I want to access everything to the NPy. If I not give no, every time I need to give NumPy dot NumPy dot NumPy dot everything wherever each function from the library I need to use. So I'm just aliasing this as n. Now I can use. So suppose first of all we will see that we have a list, let's take, and that list I want to convert it into an array. First we'll see that. Then I will see how to create directly the arrays in NumPy. Okay, so let's take suppose I have a list, sales equals to list. So inside that let's take 12, 23, 34, 45, 56. 67. I have this as a list. Okay. Now this one I want to convert it into a NumPy array. So what I will do for that? So let's take a variable sales array equals np dot my array is a function inside my NumPy library to convert the list into an array. Okay. And I will pass the sales. Okay. So now the sales array is becoming a NumPy array. So if I say print sales array, if I run this, it will give you the same kind of list. You will think that this is an list only, looks like, but it's different. It's different. Okay. So now this is the way we will convert a list into a NumPy array. So there are a few properties of this array, which is very much important, which I'm doing it now. Okay. So I will say sales array dot. First property is called the ending property. So it will give you the dimension. So right now it's a single dimensional. It's a single dimension. So it will give you the one here. So it is single dimensional. So let's take suppose I have a list of like this 2 dimension. So there is a list of list is there, and this is also a list of list. So inside the sales, I have two lists, one first list and second list. So when I'm converting into an array of this, then it will be 2 dimensional array. Okay? The dimension would be so this is my first dimension, this is the second dimension. Okay, making sense? Any questions? Hello?
No.
You guys are there? Yeah?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
yes,
Next property is for the sales array is called your shape. Okay. If I run this, it will give you 2 by 3 matrix. What is 2 by 3 here? Can somebody explain me?
2 rows and 3 columns.
Correct. 2 rows and 3 columns. 2 by 3 matrix. Okay. So we have a 2 rows here. So this is 1 row and this is 1 row and I have 3 columns. 1, 2, and this is called a 2 by 3 matrix. Okay. Now next property is called sales array dot size. Okay, here if you run it, it will give you total members of that site. Okay, and the last property, which is quite important, is called sales property dot dtype. Dtype means the data type. int, okay, int, okay, got it? So
Yes.
endem is just to give you what kind of dimension I have. It's one dimensional, two dimensional. Shape is it will give you the matrix like it is a 2 by 3 or 5 by 2 or 2 by 5. Size is nothing but it will give you the number of elements inside your array, and data type is nothing but your the data type. What kind data? Now here just observe one element of this. I make it as it is making float now, right? 23.0. It's a float. As I told you on the first line, I think in the notepad, you should store the single data type, but if you mixed it, to store as a float. Let's see. Now it becomes float 64. See, one element got changed. It will store everything as a float. Completely, it's the float. Got it?
Yes.
Any questions? You have any questions here?
No.
Okay. Now tell me one from the
No, Samir, sorry.
good.
Okay, I have one question. So you are saying
Hmm.
2 by 3, right? How you are saying 2 by 3?
This is 2 by 3. So first, this is one row. 12, 20, 34 is the first row. 45, 56, 67 is the second row. First row, second row. And column. Column is 12, 45 is one column. This is one column. This is one. This is 2 by 3.
Okay, got
Row
it.
by column. Yeah.
So now question is all of you is that now I want to create a array. Just understand that we need to use some function from the base Python. Base Python means whatever you learn till oops. So from that I want to use a function. I want to create an array of members 0, 1, 2, 3. Only that's it. How I will do it using this all this function. So there is a array function is there which will create a NumPy array. But inside the member, I want to store 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, or even 5. How I will do it? I will not create a separate list. Don't say that I will create a list and after that I want to convert it. That I already explained you. But I just want to have a member inside my array. It should contain 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. While I less than 5, then
Sales underscore array is equal to np dot array of I.
but that will how it will so next time what will happen? We have not learned anything modifying the array elements, right? Or appending rather.
I think we can create a sublist, another list inside that sales.
I'm not planning to create any list. So let's say array 1. I can say np dot array. Can't you change the range of 5 here?
Yeah.
Done, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It will store only 0, 1, 2, 3. Right? You remember the range function, right?
Yes.
Remember range function? So see, base Python, everything will be used apart from extra and the NumPy and Panda. So base Python is very much important. Got it? Now, if I do it this, let's take the sales array 1 dot ending. Sorry, save. How much I will get it? Just think and tell.
1
What
comma
kind of
5.
1 comma 5? Everybody is on same page. 1 comma 5. No, there's no column right here. Single row, right?
1 row,
But
by
there's no
column.
row. 5 column, comma. What does it mean? Confused, right? So here we have saying 12 comma 3, 2 by 3. Right here it is coming as a 5 comma. What does it mean? I have a 5 column. There is no row. This is one single only. But that comma is presenting a 0. There is no row here. The single line. Right? It is not representing that. It's only a 5 column. 5 column. Right? That's the way it is true. Slightly it is confused, but think like that. If it's a one row, it is considering only the columns. Okay, one,
But
two, three.
isn't it the first one should be rows and the second one should be column?
That's the way the NumPy design. I can do anything on this. No, here 2 by 3 is something different, right? What is 2 by 3? This 2 is row, right? 2 comma 3 here 5. Okay, we'll see this. Okay, we'll see this, no worries. And we'll come to that, don't worry. And suppose I will say print sales array plus 1 plus 1. So I'm saying will this part I'll make it, don't make it confused. I'll come to that the same part. But suppose I'm saying sales array 1 plus 1. What do you think will happen? I have a member
Every
called 0 1. Every member will be plus
every
1.
yeah.
Exactly. So it is that simple. Okay. In case of list, can you do this? Suppose I have a list, and can I do that list
No,
plus 1?
you cannot do this.
We can do. Okay. Because for that I need to loop through the element, then I need to do a for loop, then I
Add
need to
each
put it in
element
each element, I need to put in the new list, then I can
and then
print it.
append
Right?
it. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's much of complexity is there in list. But in array, NumPy array, this are the advanced. Directly you can put arithmetic operator to this. That's why when you are handling the numeric, NumPy is very much. Got it? We're good on this?
So, yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is the basic things. And let's see a couple of things. I'll take another 5 minutes. It's fine, right?
Yes.
Oh, yes, sir.
Sure.
So NumPy array creation. I'll just overview I'll give you. Like this is the way you created the arrays from the list. So whenever there is a list or I'm using the range function to create some basic thing, then I'm converted into the array. But there is some default functions are there in NumPy that also you can use to create an array. So I say print. The first function which I'm planning to do is called the numpy.once. Okay. So if I give once here, once is a function inside my numpy which will create an array. Let's say I'm giving a 4 here. So it will give you an array of float members of ones only. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. How many ones you can create? That's a function we can use to create an array. Okay. So by default, it is a float. 1 dot, 1 dot, 1 dot. Okay. But we can control the data type as well. So I will say it should be an integer. I can do like this as well. So now it becomes an integer array of all the ones. Okay, got it? So, and you can write this int. Even I can do like this as well. D type equals to int. D type is the data type equals to int, or I can put directly int. Doesn't matter. Okay. Any questions? We'll see the implementation, but I'm just giving you overview of the different functions to create the array directly from the NumPy. Another function I have in my NumPy library is called the zeros. Okay. Here I say zeros. So I have here is int iterables I can say. Suppose I want to create a zeros of 100 and I want to put it as an int here. Okay. So it will create an array of zeros of 100, all the zeros. Then that one I'm highlighting. It will create an array of all zeros. Okay. So this is also one function where you can create an array through the function. Zeros function, one is one. Okay. Even this also I can do that. Another function I have is called arrange. So print np.arrange. Arrange and the range is equals. Okay. Range is from the base Python. Arrange is inside the NumPy. Okay. If I put a 10 here and if I run this, it will create an array of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Whatever you just now saw in the range one. Got it? Any questions? Ones function, zeros function, arrange. Any question up to here? Okay.
No.
Then I have another function called linspace. Okay, this is quite interesting. In the linspace, let's say it will give you, suppose I'm giving 0, 100, 5. Okay. 3 parameters, start, stop, and all. If I run this, it will just multiplication. So how 100 will become 25? Like 0, then 25, then 550, then 75, then 100. That's the way the multi. Okay. You just understand the function. Will implementation will do through so many assignments. Don't worry on that. Okay? Any questions? And the final one, I have a that we'll see the reset method we'll see later. But the NP once method, your zeros method, the arrange methods, and the linspace method. These are the methods inside my NumPy library, which will create an NumPy array. Okay, got it? And this is the way we can convert a list to a NumPy array. Got it? We're good up to here?
Samir, one
Mm,
thing. In that
mm,
linspace, if I give instead of 5, if I give 4, then I will get in the counts of 4 numbers.
yeah,
100 is divided into 4.
yeah, exactly.
Okay,
See,
got it. Yeah, got it.
got it. Yeah. Okay, we are good on this part. These are the functions we need to use, and we will see the implementation from tomorrow on this one. So I'm stopping it here.